Welcome to part 2 of lesson 30, and in this section I want to talk to you about the major backswing key, which is the shoulder turn. Now in the first part of the lesson you saw me using the Explanar training system to build the swing from a quarter to a half, 3/4 up to a full swing. Go back 15 years before I invented Explanar, I had to teach the biomechanical movements which caused a golfer to be in plane, and the primary one, as I just stated, is the shoulder coil. So if I take my golfing stance with a bit of knee flex and I put the driver across my shoulder line, I'm actually practicing the major backswing key. So I'm a right-handed golfer, my backswing will start through the left shoulder. I will turn my shoulders, but my left shoulder is trying to go under my throat. And I'm looking at you, the viewer, as I was looking at the golf ball. So this is the igniting part of the backswing. This is where the spark of power starts. We turn the shoulders, the left shoulder ignites, and we coil, and basically if your posture is good, you can get your shoulder coil through 90 degrees. Now, because my posture is good, my tummy, my hips, my legs, my knee flex, and my weight shift are all taken care of. I really don't have to worry about them. If I understand shoulder turn, everything from the neck down happens for free. And then I go back in the through swing motion, I'm turning my shoulders. And as you can see, I'm working in a horizontal plane. Now, we play golf from an inclined plane. So it's all very well doing the exercise here, but you know the angle of the body is inclined forward. So here I am with the driver. I take my address position, and I'm looking for the key move of the left shoulder to ignite the backswing. So I turn the shoulder. That's the start of the journey, and the shoulder goes through a 9-inch journey to get to my Adam's apple. You can now see that I've coiled in plane. If I stand up, you'll see that also I'm swinging in the horizontal or baseball plane. So I just did the drill for you here, and you can see that the shoulder coil drill is this one. We then do it on an inclined plane so that the shoulder turn allows us to swing the golf club. Now then, this is what's so key about the shoulder turn. We start off and we have a lever, the left arm. Now if I put a brace here and I turn my left shoulder and left arm, my shoulders and arm and club go together. That is what's called a connected or a correctly ignited backswing. It's not a one-piece takeaway, it's just a good ignition. So there we are, fairly static at address, and then in a nanosecond we burst into life because the shoulders turn. Okay? Now, to my mind, the most common fault in golf is people start the movement and the club behind the arm goes and this brace would fall away. I want that brace to be solid so that the shoulder and the arm work as one. It's a disaster if the shoulder movement dies and the arm goes by itself. So hopefully you can see that. A good takeaway movement involves the ignition in the shoulders, and in this particular case, left shoulder, left arm and club. That ignition is paramount. And really that's why golf is difficult. We're asking you to make a discus thrower's coil with a snooker player's balance. And that is the primary reason that I invented the Explanar golf training system, to teach people that very complex motor skill of turning the body while staying balanced and centered. So I'm back in the Explanar golf training system, and in part 1 I was using the 7-iron, the shorter club. You can see how much difference there is between the length of the 7-iron and the longest club in the bag, which is the driver. So if I go to a driver length movement and show my swing plane, the Explanar is about 9 inches to a foot too high. So we're just going to drop the Explanar down into driver plane for me. Now driver plane for me is unique to me and my physique. Your driver plane may be flatter or more upright. The key thing is to understand that the swing plane goes through the upper sternum. So to use Explanar properly, I have to use the weighted power roller. Earlier, to simulate a 7-iron, I was down the handle, but now I'm simulating a driver swing. I'm going back up the handle. Just double check that the swing plane is indeed through my upper sternum. Okay, so The roller, the arms and the shoulders create a Y shape. This is the key movement in the takeaway. The Y shape stays together in the ignition. So I'm just going to make a small swing, quarter swing, using the driver. Now this is the way the beginner builds up the swing, but even as an advanced player, this is very, very beneficial for you. It's teaching you how to ignite. Okay, now we're looking not for length of swing, but width of swing. Width of arc is precious. The wider the arc, the faster the club head's going to travel, the better you're going to engage the big muscles. So now my shoulders take me up to half a swing. Now I can go to 3/4. And finally, we achieve a full swing where the shoulders and the wrists have fully prepared. My shoulder turns through 90, my wrists have achieved 90. I then release through. So, why to build Explanar? As I said earlier, I built Explanar to teach people how to do this, which is a connected turn, as opposed to this, which is arms and club only. So this is the killer. When the club and the arm goes first, we could go anywhere. But when the shoulder ignites the backswing, we've got width of arc, we're in plane. And if you get the first couple of inches of the journey right, you're almost guaranteed to get the rest of it. And the beauty is, even though the club head goes for about 20 feet in the backswing, the journey of the shoulder to the throat is only 9 inches. Now, I don't care if that bench is 2 through 8, they're for free. Inch 1 is the ignition, inch 9 is the completion. If you can teach yourself to ignite in inch 1 and then complete in inch 9, you'll find that all the stuff in between takes care of itself. So there we have it. The Explanar, it teaches the key movement, and I believe the movement is of paramount importance in the golf swing, the first inch of the backswing. How do you start the backswing? You start the backswing through the shoulder coil, and specifically the left shoulder.